Hey guys, welcome in. This is Matt Miller, and this week we wanted to go ask black voters in Washington, D.C. what they honestly thought of Kamala Harris. Harris seems to be having a tough time uniting her Democrat base because of her record on various things that they really can't get behind, right? So she has a record of supporting Israel. She has a very tough on crime, criminal justice record when she was in California government. And a lot of progressives, a lot of the woke crowd now that she's going to have to depend on to actually win the election in 2024 just can't reconcile voting for her because of what she's done in the past. So, and if you remember correctly, Tulsi Gabbard absolutely ripped her a new one during the 2020 Democrat primaries for this. But before we jump into the video, I want to ask you guys to please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Ring the notification bell so you guys get notified when we post new content. Let's go see what people had to say in D.C. What do you think of Kamala Harris?
I say she's not fit to be president at this moment.
So with Kamala, I really didn't like her at first, but then I started doing my research because I didn't want to just kind of talk out of my ass. And I still don't really like her too much, to be honest.
Good luck. The country is not ready for a female president.
Do you personally like her?
I really don't trust politicians. They talk a lot, do little.
Do you like her or no?
Yes, I have positive opinion of her.
Do you think that she's going to do a good job if she's elected for president?
I believe so.
What's your favorite thing that she's done so far as vice president?
Well, she supported President Biden for almost 4 years. He has given her assignments to do certain things.
Like what? Like what's one that really spoke to you?
The problem with the borders, Texas, Mexico.
Do not come.
You think she's done a good job with the border?
Well, I don't think anybody's done a good job with the border, but people keep trying.
Do you have any plans to visit the border?
We are going to the border. We've been to the border. We've been to the border. We've been to the border.
You haven't been to the border.
And I haven't been to Europe.
You absolutely love her.
Yes, and I really hope she becomes the next president of the United States.
What's your favorite thing that she's done so far as vice president?
She's just on point on every subject, at least to my knowledge, and yeah, I think she'll be fantastic.
Is there a specific thing, though, that she's accomplished or gotten done that you like?
Everything. Sorry.
I think what it comes down to for me is really looking at what she did as a district attorney in California, what she prosecuted people for. I think that's a good judgment of her character and the things that she would fight for as president.
Are you familiar with her track record when she was Attorney General of California? There were 2,000 marijuana inmates that went to jail under her purview.
Oh yeah,
Did you hear about
she didn't let them out. Yeah, she didn't let none of the African American culture out. If not mistaken, I think she's Indian and her.
Jamaican.
Jamaican, yeah. To be honest, I don't think she's gonna change anything when it comes to our community.
It does sort of feel like that the Democrats are kind of just using their allure, knowing that black people kind of automatically support Democrats, and it feels like they're willing to put in anyone because we know we'll vote for them, right?
I feel like Trump's a better candidate because, one, we're in a time of distress. We're in a time where war is pursuing. We're in an economic downfall. You know what I'm saying? He has feats, that show that he knows how to run businesses. America is a business. You know what I'm saying? He knows how to speak his mind, type shit. And me personally, I would rather follow a leader that is I don't have to second guess what's coming out his mouth. You know what I'm saying? I know that he's, whether he's an asshole or whatever. I respect an asshole more than I respect somebody who pretends to be a friend, you know what I'm saying?
Right, he's brutally honest and unfiltered.
Yeah.
You always know what he's thinking.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And that's great.
You think you could trust Kamala?
No, hell no.
The people we spoke to were definitely not her biggest fans, and anybody who seemed to like her, I just wanted to ask, what specifically has she done in her past or as VP that you liked? And nobody had a real answer to that question at all. From what I could tell, they just seemed to say she's right on every issue. We love her, but couldn't really name something specific or tangible that she did that they could get behind. Because I'm scratching my head trying to think, what did she even do? She was a very absent, just nowhere to be seen sort of vice president. And I don't know what she did or what she accomplished, but if you guys know, leave it in the comments. Tell me if I'm wrong there. But here's the thing: for a time, she was a very wishy-washy official in California government. When she was the Attorney General of California, there were some 2,000 inmates that were put in prison for nonviolent marijuana charges, and that was all under her watch. So things like that, and things like there was a time where the Supreme Court was trying to actually free nonviolent prisoners, and she didn't comply, or she didn't expedite that process, and kept them in prison longer than they needed to be. So, and Tulsi Gabbard did a great job, like I said, back in 2020, absolutely exposing her track record of being this. And when I say wishy-washy, I mean she seemed to be tough on crime when it was profitable or popular to do so, and then she had later periods where she was more soft on crime and was singing a different tune. But she just seems like she's just all over the map with her record. And I think that's why so many otherwise Democrat voters are having a tough time fully supporting Kamala Harris, because they don't know where she actually stands on things. She doesn't seem to have any convictions, and she's done things in the past that they outright disagree with, and would have a really tough time voting for somebody who wholeheartedly supported Israel, for example. The DNC must be thinking, at least to some degree, that they're running a black female presidential candidate, and hopefully that's going to have a lot of pull in the black community and among women. And maybe more so among women, but it just seems like the black community, from what I've seen and from our experience out there talking to folks, is not enthusiastic about Kamala Harris. So that marketing elements it doesn't seem to be working for them. And if that is the case nationwide, then she's going to have a really tough time, like I said, winning over her base, winning over the people that she needs to depend on to vote for her, and actually get out on election day and get in line and send in a ballot that says Kamala Harris. I just don't think a lot of people are too excited about Harris presidency. I was shocked and very happy to hear that a lot of the black men that we spoke to were actually openly supporting Trump. And I had a conversation with a few of them, and they said, you know what, if the election was right now and it came down between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump, I'd have to go with Trump. And they actually rattle off things that they liked about Trump. And I liked also that they weren't afraid to put this out there. I mean, they knew that they were on camera. They knew that this was going to be posted on the internet. And there wasn't that sort of that fear or bullying that you see on the left sometimes. They try to keep everybody in line on the party line and supporting the issues and the candidates through this kind of fear of being ostracized, cancel culture. That's what all that stuff is. But these guys were brave. And they said, you know what, I actually like Trump in some angles, in some degree. And if it came down to between the two of those choices, I would go with Trump. Everybody should have the freedom to consider their choices when it comes to politics. They shouldn't be pigeonholed to one side or the other just because of their demographic background or their cultural background. Everybody should be a free-thinking individual and should be able to take in the information and the policies of one candidate and stack them up against another and make their own mind up without this kind of outside pressure or even bullying. It gets vicious sometimes, and that's terrible. Everybody should be able to make up their own mind. That's what this country's supposed to be. It's individual rights, individual liberties, and freedom of thought, freedom of choice, and that's how democracy is supposed to run. So anyway, let me know what you guys thought of this video in the comments. If you liked the video, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Ring the notification bell so you get notified when we post new videos. Thank you so much for supporting the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one.